here's my thoughts. Today, as you know from the title, we are putting to the test the new Natasha Denona Pastel Palette. As soon as I saw this palette get leaked on Instagram and then get released, I 100% was picking it up instantly. It was a no-brainer for me. The shades in here are stunning, and there's specific shades that just call my name in this palette. So we're going to put it to the test, create a look. I've got swatches for you guys, all of that stuff. If I can, I will do more than one look, but we'll see how I go. If not, I'll do another video with more looks. We'll see how I go. So if that all sounds interesting to you, then let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Natasha Denona Pastel Palette. It is such a pretty spring Easter vibes palette. As soon as I saw it, I immediately was like, this is an absolute yes from me. Now, yes, I'm going to show you the inside in a second. Yes, it's a very colorful palette. Yes, it's not everyday friendly, so not a lot of people are probably going to pick this palette up. But for me, as a makeup lover, especially when I do like to do those pops of colors, it really does have some unique shades in here that just actually scream my name. Now, this palette is actually not coming to Australia until June, because apparently Australia's just given up on pretending that we get any new releases at all. We have not had any in a very long time. But thankfully, Beautylish ships to Australia, and I could pick this palette up off Beautylish. So I got it on launch day, and it came very quickly, thank goodness. I mean, it's first world problems, I'm very well aware of that, but you know, here we are. So this is the out of packaging of the actual palette, and it's so pretty. It has this like mint to purple, like pastel sky kind of vibes, and then on the back it has the mint. It does have a sticker on here as well, 24-month expiry, made in Italy, and then, you know, all of that jazz that comes on a palette. The palette itself is 65 USD, and it works out to be about 100 Australian dollars, so pretty standard for her midi palettes. I honestly love this size from her. I think this is like her moneymaker moving forward, just personally. For me, it's like a nice size in terms of that you still get like 15 shades in here. You get a wide range of shades, but it's like it's not too big, where you can just really comfortably travel with these. So I personally love her midi size the best. That's just a personal preference. Let's go ahead and show you guys the inside of the palette now. I'm just going to drop my lights down really low so that you can see as true to color as possible. This is the palette itself. Is that not gorgeous? Hello mints. Like this shade right here, this shade and this mint, oof, absolutely scream my name. But the whole palette itself is just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to insert some swatches that I prepared earlier of this palette for you guys so that you can see what they all look like swatching. Let's go ahead and take some of my Mario eye primer. I have just put some brow gel and filled in my brows lightly with my Kosas and my Benefit brow pencil. The lids are primed, and then we have our palette here. I have no idea what look I want to create. I really just want to also pull out like Glam or something to companion piece it, but that's kind of cheating for you guys to see what the looks, like what kind of looks it can create. I'm gonna take this 104 What's Up Beauty brush, and I'm gonna go into Airy first, which is this baby blue. Let's see how she performs, shall we? I'm not expecting a whole lot of pigment, if I'm honest. I haven't actually really watched any reviews of this, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, that's performing better and giving me more pigment than I genuinely thought it would, so that's cool. It's nice when things work out, isn't it? Actually, that's performing pretty darn well. Does that remind you of the 90s, or does that remind you of the 90s? This is the kind of eyeshadow, if I pulled this single eyeshadow out and gave it to my mother, she would just be over the bloody moon. This is exactly her kind of blue. Okay, so that performed way better than I was anticipating, because that's pretty darn pigmented. I feel like I look a little crazy right now. Let's go into Bubble, which, like, I'm just dying to use this shade. So this is, oh, I just nearly dropped the entire palette. Scary. This is a Delium 783, is what I was going to say there. So Bubble is a cream to powder shade. So this is where you want to like more pick it up and then pack it on and gently blend out, because it is that cream to powder. It might not actually work that well with, yeah, it's not going to work with a fluffy brush like that. Let's try this Luna Beauty brush. I'm just going to tap with this color. Oh, it's so much brighter than I thought it was. I'm going to bring it like diagonally inward here. So the trick to your cream to powders, if you are not familiar with them or you find them quite tricky, is tapping. You just need to tap the color and it will blend out if you like tap. But if you kind of expect it to work like a normal matte, it's not going to, because it isn't a normal matte. It is obviously cream to powder. So kind of like how you blend out like a cream to powder product on your face, like how you would like tap, especially over powder. That's kind of how you would operate with these as well. It's not bad. So now I'm going to go into this color right here, which is Zest, because this is also the other shade. Anytime there's an acid green, I'm a sucker for a green, as you know, but I'm a sucker for an acid green. And we're going to tap this kind of like we would a metallic shade. A lot more fallout to these ones than there normally is for her cream to powder fallout, but I think that's probably just because of it's a pastel. I definitely would recommend doing eyes first, you guys, before base with these. So I'm just going back into that Bubble color and I'll just blend through here slightly. I think that's probably as good as we're going to get it for now. So let's go ahead and do the other side. I'm gonna pick up this like dense pencil brush and I'm gonna go into this purple. Normally, for this step, I would actually go into a black, but we don't have a black in this palette. It's actually probably the one shade it could have used. The one time you really want a black. You know how everyone always puts blacks in palettes and you very rarely use them? I feel like this is the time where you actually would really use it. I'm gonna tap this into the outer corner here just to deepen it a bit. You're just honestly gonna have to finesse these shadows until you're happy. And so this isn't the kind of palette, I don't think, that you would be able to, unless you're just doing a one and done all over the lid, I just don't think you'd probably be able to get like a quick look from it. Maybe I'm wrong, but for me, I just feel like you're gonna need to finesse them a little bit. I'm going to go and finish the rest of my base makeup. I'll do a little speed through. It'll make the video a little bit longer, but I personally like to see how people do their base makeup as well. So I'll do that, and if you don't want to see it in future videos, you let me know. And I'll be back and we'll finish the lower lash line, so just jiffy. base makeup is done, and I just put some black eyeliner on the top waterline, and I also put this purple Colourpop Crybaby on the lower waterline. So let's go ahead and finish this lower lash line. I'm just gonna go straight into this one right here, which is Bubble on a Rephr number 3. And I'm just going to like carefully pop this on the lower lash line. I say carefully because they do seem to have quite a bit of fallout to them. And then what I'll do is I'll just pick up a little bit of that shade Bora, which is like this dark purple right here. Just on the same brush, won't matter. I'll just deepen it a little bit. For the inner corner, let's go into Illusion right here, which is like this duochrome white shade. Very pretty, very pretty. And we'll pop it in here. Not bad. Now, let's go into the Milk Makeup Mascara. I'm just gonna go pop this on, and then I will fix my hair, zoom you out, and see the finished look. So, 2 seconds. Okay, and this is the finished look. What do we think? I mean, I think it turned out really, really pretty. Is it wearable in any way? Like, you know, neutral, I mean. No. But if you're at like a music festival or something, like, this is really cool. I actually really like how the look itself turned out, and I really think it complements like my eye color, etc. So overall, I'm like super happy with the look. I had to finesse quite a bit to get it. I will, and you know, I'll admit that. I don't think that this is gonna be for everyone. I really don't, truthfully. But I like how it turned out, and I'm surprised at how opaque the shades were, but it was a lot of finessing. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I really like it. I really like the look actually. Anyway, let me know what you think. All right, let me take this off and we'll do it all over again. I just went through a time. Now I look kind of crazy. I've I've obviously taken my makeup off, rewashed my face, don't mind my hair. I've curled it, but I haven't I'm just letting it fall out naturally so it looks a bit buffy, but that's okay. I look a little haggard, and that's fine. That's fine. We'll look haggard together, okay? This is a judgment-free zone. Now I did just do a look. And I basically want to do a look incorporating like say my Glam palette and the pastel palette, because I just feel like if you kind of are going to combine these with more neutral everyday kind of palettes, you're going to get a lot more use out of this pastel palette. And also I want to show some different kind of looks, because if I do another look with just this palette, really it's going to come out the same as the first one with different colors, because there's not a lot of depth in here, okay? Especially for my hooded eyes. If you've been around here before, you know that I really like to create a lot of depth in my crease so that my eyes don't look so hooded. I just tried to create a look, and my lord, I put Brisk through the crease and I put it on the outer corner like I normally would. Just like literally the same eye shape kind of look you see every single time on my channel. And then I tried to put, actually I tried to put some of the Bieber shades over the top. That didn't work. And then I tried to put some of these shades over the top, and it was the most patchiest, disgusting mess on my eyes. I'll try and insert like some footage here for you. It was horrific. I think well, no, I don't think. I know where I went wrong. I put the green shade down first, and what I should have done was the reverse engineer of like what I normally do. I should have started with the darker shades and gone lighter, because with pastel shades like this, generally they are so finely milled and powdery that anything you kind of put on top of it is going to really blend away and find it quite hard to grip and adhere to it. So I'm gonna start again. I'm gonna try my NARS primer. My eyes are gonna be so sore. I'm not gonna be able to do a third look, because after this my eyes will 110% be done. I'm gonna take my Rephr number 15. It looks dirty. It's just not washed, but like there's no shadow on it. And the first color I'm gonna go into is, I'm gonna go into this one, Blend, from Glam. Now, I'm not saying you have to have Glam to create this look or anything. You can use literally, I'm sure you have a neutral palette or neutral shadows in your collection. I'm sure that you do. And if you do, use those. Because the reason why I really want to show you guys with a neutral palette is because I just feel like you're gonna get more use out of this pastel palette, unless you're someone that obviously wears color all day, every day. You're just gonna get a lot more use out of this pastel palette, I think, if you mix it with a neutral one. I'm gonna try and concentrate this quite low down and not blend it out too crazy. And I haven't set this primer with a powder for a reason, because I really want these shadows to grip to the primer. And will it make it a little bit harder to blend out? Yes, but that's okay because I just would rather them grip. So now I'm just gonna pick up this small blending brush. This is just a Units brush, a Units 309. And I'm gonna go into Brisk again. So I'm just trying to reverse engineer the look that I just tried to recreate, or just tried to create, I should say. And I'm gonna softly blend out that blend color from Glam with this color. And I just don't even know if this is gonna work. And I think it's more this shade, but we'll give it a go. Now I'm going back into that blend color on that same brush, that Rephr 15, and I'll just go over this slightly. Use really soft touches, you guys. Yeah, that is so much better, it's not even funny. So by doing it the reverse engineering way with dark shadow, then blending it out with the light, and then just ever so lightly going back over it with that darker shade again, it's just allowing the shadow to actually grip to the eye, whereas before when I did the look and I did the green first and then the darker color, it just would not grip to the eye. Okay, so just go back and forth until you're happy with like the outcome. I'm pretty happy with that for now. And if you are finding that when you're blending, like going back in lightly with that brown shade, if you're finding that the green is going away too quickly or too much and you keep having to go back and forth, it means you're pressing too hard with this brush on the second time round. So you just need to press really lightly. So if you find that green's going, if you're like, where did it go? It means you're pressing too hard, my friends. I'm gonna go into a mixture of smoke and lash line together. Actually, I'm not gonna use that brush. I'm going to use my Rephr number 14 because that's the one that I used before. I'm just going to deepen this just a little bit. I'm gonna take my Milk Makeup Primer and I'm gonna put this over 3/4 of the lid because Natasha's metallics really do adhere to a sticky base better. They really do, they like a sticky base. I'm going to take the Starlit shade right here, just on my finger. And I'm gonna tap that onto the outer corner here first. You could really just pick any shades, you guys. This look is really transferable. You could honestly pick literally any, even instead of the mint green, you could pick purple, etc. Bob is your uncle. Or I think it's more like choose your own adventure here. Not Bob's your uncle. And then I'm going to go into Mint Frost, which is also my favorite shade in this entire palette, if you are wondering, and I've been waiting all my life for a shadow like this. And I am going to pop that onto the inner corner. Back into the Glam palette and go into Smoke and Lash Line. Again, just use any colors you have in your collection, it's totally fine. Or just use the pastel palette if that's what you wish. I'm just gonna tap this into the outer corner. Let's go ahead and move on to base makeup. We'll do a little speed through again, and then we'll come back and we'll finish this eye off. So I just thought that me completing the rest of this eye look was filming, and it was not. So fun times, but you did not miss much. Essentially, I just put this shade Blend through the lower lash line, just gently under the lower lash line, and I put Limoncello from Pastel into the inner corner. I just put my Charlotte Tilbury like black eyeliner on the top borderline and Champagne on the bottom, and then I used my Milk Makeup Mascara. So really, you honestly didn't miss much, but apologies. Here's my thoughts on the Natasha Denona Pastel Palette. If you are someone that is very new to eyeshadow, or you struggle with eyeshadow application at the best of times, I don't think this palette would probably be for you. The metallics in here, absolutely. They are stunning. They are like the normal Natasha Denona formula. I think they're gorgeous. They were easy to work with. Love them. The mattes, these mattes, I mean, this blue matte was fine. This matte was a nightmare. I expected it to be because the mint in her Trio Chrome palette is also a nightmare. So I did expect this to be a nightmare, but it was hard to work with. But also these cream to powders, they were hard to work with as well. And I love her cream to powder formula, but these are different even again. They don't behave like the normal cream to powder formula for me at least. Well, I mean, I only tried these two, but these two took a lot more finessing, and I don't even know if you can see the dint that I've already put in this blue, and I only used it for that one look just from me having to like build it up so much and like try and use it. If you are looking for this for one and dones, i.e. you're just going to put one shadow kind of all over the lid and then put a metallic over it, then yeah, you'll probably find this easy to use and it's enjoyable, because individually they're quite beautiful, but together they're hard to use. And then even when I did this one with like Glam, there was a certain way that I had to use it to get it to work. Yeah, I don't know about this one, you guys. I haven't watched many reviews, so I don't really know how everyone else feels about this, but yeah. It's kind of what I expected it to be. And I know that sounds weird because it's like, well, why did you buy it if you didn't expect it to be great? But pastels are just so hard to formulate. Like, I don't even necessarily think that this is a Natasha Denona problem, more so that it is like how pastel kind of shades seem to work. That's my thoughts. Let me know yours. I'm very interested to know what you guys think of the pastel palette. Are you planning on picking it up? Have you picked it up? And if you have, how have you found it so far? Truly, how have you found it? Let me know. Let's wrap this up here, shall we? I don't even want to attempt a third look. I just can't, I don't have the heart today. So let's just wrap this up here. If you're watching till this point, my God, you are an MVP for reals, because this was struggle city. This was a struggle bus. So thank you so much if you are here until this point. If you are, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.